Now, a little challenge for us today in today's rebuild.
Be good.
Yeah, we are doing 5 different rebuilds in 5 seasons. Now, how we're going to do it is I've simulated 1 season. We are at the end of the first season here. And if we go to leagues in focus, basically each season I'm going to pick 1 team from these 5 leagues. And once we've been in that 1 league, we can't go back to the same league.
Yeah.
And pick a team that I think really needs a little rebuild for our season.
Yeah.
Now, in the first season, as we can see, we've got the teams here, and we look at the Bundesliga, which doesn't load quite as well. Bayern Munich won it. No real teams stand out for me there. The same with the Premier League. We could have gone Tottenham down in 7th place, but that's not too much of a disaster. Same as La Liga, same as Ligue 1. I think Lazio underperformed there. They were 8 points behind 4th, which is Roma. So Lazio is going to be the first team. And I've already made myself manager of Lazio here. And as we can see, if we go to the homepage, Sarri has just left because I have taken over. So we're going to do 1 season with Lazio. They finish in 5th. We're going to see where we can take them in just 1 season. And then we'll pick another team in the European 5 leagues.
I quite like
that
Lazio because when it was on Channel 4 for the Italian football, and in this country, Paul Gascoigne went there, so I also like watching Lazio then when he was there in the 90s. So yeah, good.
They got a good team right now as well, which I'm quite surprised why they finished so low. So we'll load up the first season and let's see how we start things up. Okay, so on the outs, transfer wise, I sold 1 big player for £10 million up to 13, so £12 million in total came in the club. And I only spent 24, so really I spent £12 million extra if you take away the money that we sold, and I've only paid for 2 players. So the first player I paid for was Matteo Cancellieri, which is a youngster who can play on both wings. Quite good, young Italian player, absolutely. Formerly of Roma as well, which questions his loyalty.
He's used to playing at the stadium then.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And then the other player we spent money on is Maxime Cacaret, who is more of a CDM, a role that I think we probably needed the most at Lazio after this first season. So that's another great player. We spent £18 million on him, but we did get some really good free transfers as well. Jose Campagna, another good centre midfielder, great mental attributes there. He's 30, but of course, we're only here for 1 season, so we don't have to worry about age now. This guy, I think, was already a done deal before I had joined, so this is a signing that I didn't make myself, but this one I did. Juan Jesus from Napoli. We needed backup centre-backs. This is the guy that we've got in, Juan Jesus. So he comes in on a free transfer. He only played 10 games last year for Napoli. That's who we've brought in. Yeah, I think that's a good transfer window.
Yeah, not bad, yeah.
So tactically, we are going with this. It's a 4-3-3. Very bog standard to start things off season 1. It will get a lot more mental, I promise you that. We've got the only player I've got secured into position is Milinkovic-Savic, who is probably their best player / second best player after Immobile up top. But he is unbelievable at going forward from centre midfield because he has that 16 finishing and everything like that, and he's a workhorse, gets himself in. He's got the perfect player traits to score a lot of goals from centre midfield. That's why I really like him on this game. So I want him playing that centre midfield on attack role, because if I went to quick pick it, he doesn't go there. He goes to the box-to-box midfielder, which, yes, he might be good at, but putting Luis Alberto, who is more of a playmaker, yes, he can finish, but he is more of a playmaker. Yeah. I think
changing those 2 rounds. 20, that's really good, isn't it?
Unbelievable player, Luis Alberto. We got Cacaret in there, the player that we've just signed. Zaccagni's a guy that I didn't expect to be as good as what he actually is. He is fantastic from that left wing. Immobile, we know, is our star man to score the goals. He's unbelievable on this game. Age 33. We got Felipe Anderson, formerly of West Ham, of course, on that right-hand side. We've got some good players. Defense is a little bit iffy, but that's why we've brought in some recruitment in that regard as well. And we've started off quite well. We've beat Juventus 3-2.
That's a good start.
But we lost to AC Milan 3-0.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's a little bit iffy. Our Europa League group, we should easily sail through that with Celtic, Ferencváros.
Well, we won that in 1999, didn't we? We beat Mallorca. We beat Mallorca 2-1.
Yeah.
And they went on to win the Super Cup then that year.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who did they beat in the final of the Super Cup?
Real Madrid, possibly? No, Man United.
Man United 1-0, yeah.
Of course it was. Yeah. Treble win inside Man United. So, not a bad start. I think the team that we've got, I think we can have a better season than what they had last year in 5th place. to kick things off in this rebuild. But before we do, we've got a special thing to show you today, because recently I partnered up with PCSpecialist, who hooked me up with a brand new PC. And a lot of people always ask, Luke, what specs do you run? And I'm like, I don't know what that means. So I asked my friends at PCSpecialist to hook me up with a fantastic rig to start actually increasing and better the videos that we've got for you today. So let's take a look at what we've got. My old PC was starting to struggle with all the demands I require for both my channels. It was time for an upgrade, and there was only one place I wanted to go: PCSpecialist. And before I show you my own custom build from PCSpecialist, let me tell you a little bit about them. PCSpecialist are one of the leading custom PC manufacturers in Europe, specializing in gaming PCs, laptops, workstations, and more. So maybe you're seeking a new laptop for FM and other games, PCSpecialist is still your best option. That's because they focus on building high-performance systems for gamers especially, but also for enthusiasts, content creators like myself, and professionals. And when PCSpecialist and myself partnered up, the next part was the most fun part. Using PCSpecialist's easy-to-use configurator, I built my own custom PC. Now, of course, I will leave a link in the description and the comments section. This is where you implement all your desired parts to customize your unique build to fit your budget. Every time you select a part, it will update the price so you can efficiently work out how to get the highest performing build you can afford. And the variations available are fantastic, from Intel to AMD down to the best graphic cards available. And maybe this is your first PC and you're upgrading from a laptop, you can even get your peripherals and accessories like monitors, a keyboard, and a mouse. These are my exact specifications for the build. I went with a Ryzen 9 with 64GB of RAM and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070 graphics card. A huge upgrade from my previous PC, and I was absolutely shocked at how good the price was for such a powerful system. And then it arrived. It is absolutely beautiful, as you can see, and each PC is meticulously cabled, managed to ensure neatness, and it is tested to ensure stability and performance. So if you are maybe curious or you're indeed looking for an upgrade, head to the PCSpecialist website using the link I provided in the description or in the pinned comment below. Have fun creating your new build, and you can also use my promo code OMEGA for a cheeky £30 discount off your next order. Up until the end of July, you're welcome, and thank you very much once again to PCSpecialist for providing me with this absolute beast. Right then, so thank you very much PCSpecialist, but our first season at Lazio
take that
was a very good one.
We've improved them straight away.
Yeah, absolutely. Above Roma as well, which is the most important thing.
I mean, if you look at the way the Italian league is at the moment, Napoli top of the league.
They're running away with it.
That's exactly where they are at the moment.
They are running away with it, yeah.
I'll take that.
Absolutely. I'm pleased with that. We've got Ciro Immobile there on 26 goals. We've got our goalkeeper there on 21 clean sheets, which I think 21 clean sheets in 38 games.
That's good, yeah.
It's very good. It's above like 50% clean sheets.
But he's disappointed he didn't win the league. Really,
I mean, imagine kind of 24 clean sheets. That's up there with the most I think I've ever seen in 38 games. But yeah, Napoli have gone back-to-back in leagues now, which is absolutely phenomenal stuff for them. Very good. What about the other competitions, though? Have we managed to win something else? Runners up in the Coppa Italia. Runners up. Not bad. We got stuffed by Milan 4-0 in the final. It's a team, obviously, it's a bit of our bogey team by the looks of it. They've got our number this season. They've won
that cup 7 times as well, I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah. So we've done quite unlucky there. The round of 16 against Leipzig, we went out 6-4 in that round there. Did we play in the knockout? No. So we did qualify from our group as top, which we can see there. We won 5 games and drew 1 against Celtic in the away leg, which is always going to be difficult when you go
to
Celtic Park. So not bad. I'm quite happy with that season. 36 goals from Ciro Immobile, 15 there from Zakangi. A good season overall. But the question is, where do we go next? Because we are a journeyman now. We're one and done in Lazio. So if we're taking a look at the different leagues here, we can't no longer go back to Italy. So the Bundesliga is very much as you'd expect it to be. Nobody really stands out there. In Ligue 1 in France, PSG have won it again. You can say possibly Nice, that's quite low for Nice. Marseille, Lyon is all the way down in 12th place. That was definitely a contention. La Liga, probably as you'd expect it in La Liga. Villarreal quite low down in 8th place. Going to be in it,
really, that one.
But there's one standout, Dad, that I think definitely catches my eye in the Premier League. So let's see where we end up.
Man United in 8th?
Yes, indeed. It was Manchester United.
Had to be, didn't it?
Down in 8th place, wherever it was. Like,
it was bad seeing they finished behind Spurs, wasn't it?
Yeah. That's where I thought, well, we gotta save this. So got rid of Ten Hag. In fact, he left the manager role. We are in. He had already left. So we are in. We're in the door. Let's take a look then at what I've managed to do at Manchester United, because they did give me a big budget. So if we have a look at what they've brought in at the end of the season, there we had the likes of Bijlow. They brought in, for reason they brought in Eric Dyer on a loan to buy.
Get in.
I don't know why. And there was even that was the last deal that they've done as well. That was a January transfer of all things.
I think Eric wanted to stitch the club up, didn't he? He's like, get Eric Dyer in.
Yeah,
he'll stitch us up.
Should we bring in Eric Dyer? That's a good signing, right? And everyone's going, no. Mamadou Ugarte, so that's a good signing that they've already brought in for us. But let's take a look at who we've actually brought in. Not Eric Dyer, okay? I did not sign Eric Dyer. Let's make that very clear. I've only ever actually signed 3 players for them. So Dani Olmo is the first one. It was a free transfer. What a free transfer that is. With the likes of Christian Eriksen already being about 34, 35 now, this is an ideal replacement for Eriksen to be a first teamer. Give Bruno a little bit of a rest every now and then as well. And look how many different positions he can play. He's only 26. He's a fantastic player. This is actually my favourite ever wonder kid on Football Manager. When he was at Dynamo Zagreb, absolutely love signing in Dani Olmo. So the other players, though, is 2 players that maybe I haven't really signed a lot at all in my career of Football Manager content creation. Vicario is a goalkeeper I have never heard of, but Italian. We got him for £12 million. The price was seemed all right to me. I think he's better than what De Gea is at right now. And I think it was a good signing to bring him in. And £35 million on Mukiele, who is a French right-back / centre-back coming in. Some really good attributes there on Mukiele from PSG. £35 million. It's a lot more than what they paid for him, but probably him out of PSG, they don't need the money, do they? So, no. And maybe if it's Qatar and Qatar owning both, they would have made it a little bit cheaper. But it doesn't look like it. They've done it for us right there. So that's who we've brought in. Let's take a look at what we are running tactically. We've gone for this very unique asymmetric style. It's almost a 4-3-3. Absolutely. Stuck him right in, because if we take a look at De Gea, I've actually loaned him out. He's on loan at Monaco. He doesn't look that good on this game at all.
No.
I mean, I think it's a bit harsh, because I think in real life he's a lot better than this. Yeah, okay, he can't kick it very far, or like passing's a bit shit or whatever.
I think he's done well for United over the years. I mean, I can remember when United signed him, and I didn't think he was a good keeper then.
No, he was getting bullied, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he hasn't got the physique of a good keeper, has he?
No.
You know, he's really skinny.
Yeah.
And he ain't that tall, neither, is
he? He's 6'4", but he doesn't look 6'4".
No, he does. I think that's
6'4".
I think that's what it is, isn't it? Yeah. And but he's proved us all wrong, and he's had a good few years for United. I think. He's
shot stopping. There's not many people on the planet who's better, are there?
No, he's a bit like Smike when he uses every part of his body.
Yeah, which is good. We always discuss when we talk about De Gea. The one thing I always say to you, isn't it? He saves so much of his feet. Yeah. I wonder why goalkeepers ever dive down sometimes. Yeah. Because the ones that were actually at his feet and keepers dive down and then it goes underneath them. I thought, why don't you just put your foot out? I would have saved that, because I would have gone, oh! And De Gea does that. Yeah. So I think his decision making for shot stopping is great. His distribution is fucking awful.
Yeah.
So I think that's a game that he's trying to work on. It's not really quite working, but I want Vicario in goal, because I think all around on Football Manager he's way better. But tactically, if we did a quick pick of this first 11, we can see the best 11. We've got a bit of a selection, and Vicario actually does stay in there.
Yeah.
Martinez and Varane at right and left centre back. Absolutely pleased with that. Same as Sean Delow. Yep. Even though we did sign Mukiele, he's going to be more. I must admit,
I agree with that with the Man United defence as it stands now. Really.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I definitely do. Ugarte and Casemiro. Maybe I would have swapped those two around a little bit, and possibly I would have played Dani Olmo and Fernandes. Those two maybe I swapped around. Yeah. But Rashford on the left there, Sancho on the right. Anthony up top. Now, when I did start and I started signing players, I kind of forgot about that striker role. Not going to lie, I did forget about it, because there were so many wingers that I thought, I can just put one of them up there. Then I was like, who can I put up there? Obviously, Rashford's your obvious choice, but I'm willing to give Anthony a go, because pre-season, he had a great pre-season. He started off scoring 4 goals against Burnley in a 7-0 win. Now, we did lose the Community Shield. It does look like Manchester United won the FA Cup, or at least finished runners-up in the FA Cup, and Liverpool won it. But we lost the Community Shield. Then we beat Burnley 7-0. Tottenham, we beat 3-0. 4-0 against Villa. 2-1 against Man City.
That's hell of a
2-0 against Southampton.
Christian Eriksen coming on and scoring the winner.
Oh yeah, in the 82nd minute. So we've done a fantastic start to the season, and it obviously puts us in top position.
Yeah.
5 wins from 5. So it's overall, it's really good. And our Europa League groups are in, our games are in, and to be honest, they look very winnable as well. So the fact that we're in Europa League is a bonus, because
playing in the Europa League, but they actually were the first British side to win what we know class now as the Champions League, the European Cup.
Yeah, well, Celtic was the first British, wasn't it? They were English.
The English side, yeah. So that was, I think it was 1968, so yeah.
Yeah.
But they are one of 5 teams that's won all the 3 cups, so that's the Champions League, the UEFA Cup, and the Cup Winners' Cup.
Yeah.
So
who's the others?
I don't know.
Yeah, got him. We got him, viewers. We got him.
I was going to try and find out, and I thought, nah, you won't ask me.
Yeah,
bloody bugger, you did
bloody got him. Right, so how are we going to do this second season with Manchester United, and then who are we going to take over after that? Well, let's find out. Well, I mean, it's
second again.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying because Liverpool win the league, but
they won it easy though, didn't they?
If you take out of the consideration of losing the league to Liverpool, the improvement from 8th place to 2nd is a huge jump.
Yeah, massive.
And in one season, it's a great rebuild.
Yeah.
Anthony got 22 goals. It's great. Still 20 behind Erling Haaland, but we still finished above Man City, who finished way behind us.
7 points behind us as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So although we lost 9 games, which is more than what Man City lost. We beat them twice, by the way. Amazing.
I'll tell you another interesting fact I could see from that as well. Sorry to butt in again. The goal difference. So Erling Haaland scored 42 goals. Look at the goal difference between us and them.
Yeah, we had a way better goal difference. But if you notice at the start of the season, we didn't concede that many goals.
No.
We were very good defensively. And I think Man United do have a good future defensive side, to be honest. I love Martinez. I think he's fantastic.
Yeah, he's a good player.
What he can bring to the club, and hopefully we can.
What is it they call him? The Argentinians call him?
Butcher.
The Butcher, I say.
Yeah.
I love it. I love a name like that.
Well, Ajax, he was called the Butcher of Amsterdam. And he is like that, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he's 5'9", but I wouldn't like to play against him. He looks awful to play against, and I absolutely love him. Christian Eriksen getting 18 assists. So despite obviously saying you could be a bit past it at the age of 33, getting a lot of assists there, the most assists in the season. And our goalkeeper, 22 clean sheets, 4 more than Alisson.
There you go.
So that was a good decision to go with Vicario and go. Also, what a cool name, Vicario.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I could not pronounce the first name, but the last name, yeah. Right, so other competitions. Of course, we're in Europa League. Of course, we've got 2 cup competitions. What else?
Oh no!
Carabao Cup winners.
Oh, we'll take it. We've won something.
We've won the Carabao Cup. Could this be looking?
So we got to 2 finals.
Yeah. Runners up in Europa League lost to AC Milan again. They're bugging us. They're bugging us in this competition. After extra time, they beat us 2-1. Maldini for 1, because that's obviously Paolo's son.
Yeah.
So it's quite a lineage thing.
Yeah.
1. Both teams got a man sent off in the first half.
Oh, I mean, what a game.
It was a feisty game, and 119 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's devastating. Right, okay. But we did win the Carabao Cup. Man City 4-0.
4-0. Get in.
Great season. Great season overall. So Anthony was the top scorer with 37. Rashford got 32. Look how many players got 10 goals. So even Casemiro chipping in with 10 and 10. Absolutely phenomenal stuff.
That'd probably be his best season, wouldn't it? Scoring 10 goals.
Probably. We could have to look, to be fair. Obviously, it was only 5 in the league, but yeah, going down, it doesn't look like he's had many seasons over 5. So there was a couple there for Real Madrid where he got 6 and 5.
He's another player. I couldn't believe Man United bought him.
Yeah.
But what a season he's had.
I love him. Yeah. Absolutely love him. Him and the Butcher are like my 2 favourite players right now. Just because of their professionalism, their attitude.
Yeah.
Big fans of them. Right, so obviously we're not going to be staying here despite them giving us only £40 million. Maybe we're glad that we're not staying here. We are moving on. We're moving to another club. So we cannot go Premier League. We cannot go Serie A. So let's take a look around the other leagues. Now, we take a look at the Bundesliga. Nobody really stands out. Maybe again, my Eintracht Frankfurt down in 11th place there. That's...
You just come with your heart there, though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's the trouble. I don't want to go two clubs in a row, maybe, at the same in the same league. We go to France again. And again, Lyon, they've kind of sorted themselves out. Same as Nice, they've got Champions League football. Bordeaux, by the way, that's 2 promotions, and they finished in 11th place. They've done quite well considering what happened to them at the end of last season, getting relegated to two leagues below. That's good for them. But La Liga, there's a club in La Liga that I think is a lot lower than what I'd expect. In fact, there's a couple down there, and I have decided to pick one of them. So let's see who it is. It was Atletico Madrid.
That's a bit.
Yeah, they were quite low, weren't they, in the league? So if you take a look, they were managed by Simeone all the way up until he actually got sacked. And
he stayed there for 13 years today. It's good.
Yeah. So they are actually managerless when I decided to pick that team and take them over. So let's have a look and see who I've brought in. Of course, we are a couple of seasons in now, so they have obviously signed and everything like that, done different players. Now, Mikel Merino was a loan player. I decided to make it a permanent one for £34.5 million. He had a loan-to-buy clause in there, and he's by far now our best midfielder, I think. So he was absolutely fantastic.
I think it's a no-brainer bringing him in, wasn't it?
Yeah. We did sell Rodrigo de Paul to Ajax to get the deal done. Now he's 31, and the fact that I got £22 million for a 31-year-old and then replaced him with a better player, I think was definitely worthwhile doing. And he's Spanish as well, so obviously it all adds to stuff like that, doesn't it? Axel Disasi from Monaco, £9.5 billion, very good centre-back on the game, 6'3", French, he's not capped or anything, but I think he's a decent centre-back on this game, age 27. And then we take a look, on my big signing, to be fair, I think, was Tony Martinez as a striker. We got rid of Morata. It was another decision I made. I sold Morata. I'll show you who to in a second, because I think you're going to laugh. But Tony Martinez was the replacement I wanted to bring in. 28 years of age, likes to beat the offside trap, very good attributes as he's good at heading, good at finishing, very all-rounder. £23 million. He went to Villa from Porto, only scored 9 games, but he's already got 2 and 3 for us.
Take it up.
So I think that's quite good for us, absolutely. Now, Morata, I sold to Manchester United. £20 million because they needed a striker, didn't they? As soon as I joined Atletico Madrid, it came up wanted Man United, and I thought, I'm going to get that deal done. That's funny, isn't it? Helping out your former club. So £20 million, Alvaro Morata, who is 32 now. They paid that much money for a player that old. Says it all about Man United's recruitment, doesn't it? But I'll take that. So tactically, now I've done a different tactic for every single team, so you'll be pleased with that. We're going with a narrow diamond. Risky, because last year they were amazing. This year, not as amazing as other formations, but we'll go for it. And Tony Martinez sits there.
I think he gets players playing for him under fear, doesn't he? You see him
Simeone.
Yeah, he just prawls up and down that touchline, doesn't he? Looking at the players and screaming at them, and you're thinking, I would not go against that person, would you?
No, absolutely. So if we take a look at our best 11. We've got Memphis Depay still here, but he is out for quite a while at the minute. And Griezmann as well, still here. João Felix, never moved. Llorente's really good. They've got a decent back four, but not a great back four. And they've got a good goalkeeper in Oblak, who's one of the best shot stoppers.
Really, you look at that.
Yeah, Griezmann, Depay, Felix in behind. And then, of course, we've signed Tony Martinez, who I want playing every game there. He's already built up a nice relationship with João Felix as well. So let's take a look at the games we've played, because we have played 3 league games. It has not gone well. So we've played a lot in the conference qualifiers, and we've beat the Irish team St. Patrick's Athletic across both legs. We've also beat FCSB from Romania. We've beat them both legs, but we've played 3 league games, lost all 3.
Oh dear.
One of them against Real Hispalis, of course, Real Betis. 2-0. We lost to our rivals, Real Madrid.
So that was a good game, 2-1. And you'd take that, wouldn't you?
We scored within a minute as well.
Yeah. Oh, maybe you won't take a big 1-0 up, would you?
No. They got Rafael Leao as well. It was amazing. And then we lost to Rayo Vallecano 5-3.
That is really bad.
Yeah. So it's not been a good start for us in this rebuild at Atletico Madrid.
I got an interesting fact against Atletico Madrid.
Okay.
They've won the Europa League 3 times.
Yeah.
And you know when you win the Europa League, you go through the Super Cup, which is you play against the Champions League winners. They've won the Super Cup 3 times as well.
Okay.
And the last time they won it was against Real Madrid. So what a game it was to win that.
Oh yeah,
to win the Super
Cup, like the underdog, winning
it
3 times, but then come up against your rivals is an addition bonus, really, isn't it?
for a city, really. Both their teams, best teams in Europe.
Yeah, I mean, Real Madrid as well, notorious obviously for beating Atletico Madrid in the Champions League a couple of times. And one was in the final as well. So getting a little bit of revenge, I guess, winning the Super Cup and beating them for that, which, some countries see that as a bigger achievement than what I think the English clubs do. I don't think we see Super Cups or Community Shields or anything like that as an important thing, but...
I'm going to put it in there because you didn't ask me. The other two teams was Chelsea and Inter Milan. I did look up to see the other two teams.
What, the other two teams that won?
They beat in the Super Cup.
Oh, then they beat. Right, okay.
So they won it 3 times, the Super Cup.
Yeah, well, I want to try and catch you out all the time.
I thought I'd get that one in, though. I did know that one.
Alright, okay, so let's take a look then at how we have done with Atletico Madrid in this third rebuild of the episode.
Come on, we've got to get a good one here.
Yeah, we need to win a trophy.
I don't think
we've got a Carabao Cup.
We've got to get second here, wait.
Don't ever count out the Carabao Cup. Right, we've got second again.
How do we pull that out?
I mean, it's a great rebuild, isn't it? We keep mentioning it.
I think that
compared to the season before, it's good.
Anytime when we do this league, I always say to you, the challenge is to split Real Madrid and Barcelona, don't I?
Yeah, and then over a period of time, then maybe you can build a team, but this is a 5th season in a row Real Madrid have won it.
I mean, we only beat Barcelona by a point, but it's good enough.
But yeah, I mean, from where they were to get them to second, again, that's what we need to remember in one season. We've done very well. Tony Martinez had a very good average rating, the 2nd highest in the league, and assist-wise, him and Depay got joint assists in the league. They didn't have anywhere near the goals, but they were nice to each other and they passed each other, which is quite nice. Oblak also had 21 clean sheets, only 1 behind Courtois' 22, which is not bad at all. So overall, not a bad rebuild for one season. Let's take a look then. We are runners-up of the Conference League. 2 seasons in a row we've been runners-up in the European competition against Aston Villa. Tottenham won it a couple of seasons ago.
Of course it did.
It's the 3rd. You're celebrating
we finally won something.
Yeah. Well done, the Mickey Mouse Trophy. But yeah, we can run us up this time in quarter-final of the Copa del Rey. Your favourite
I love that cup.
Yeah.
It's not my favourite cup competition because the FA Cup is, but I would love to win that cup. You wouldn't be able to see me, would you, beyond it?
No. I'm the DFB Bacau, you got the Copa del Rey. Let's take a look then at the squad and who scored the goals. 35 there for Tony Martinez. That was a good signing, I think. But look at that, three strikers or 3 attacking players getting above 30 goals.
97 goals and 3 players.
And then the other one is like Angel Correa, who's a substitute, really. 21 goals.
Brilliant.
It's still really good, isn't it?
That's why we finished where we did.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. We're just unlucky, I think, that Real Madrid are probably really dominant and just built a bit of a super team.
Yeah.
So, by the way, Patreon members, you're probably going to be like, what are you going to do on Patreon this year? This week with all the... Each one, I'm going to give it every single one. So after we finished, okay? So you get 5 different mini rebuilds as save game files on the £5 tier. As a little special for this one. You get, obviously, 1st season Lazio, 2nd season Man United. It will going to be like that. Not obviously 5 for everything else. But yeah, that's what you're going to get on the Patreon should you wish to sign up or just download it for this one. Patreon.com/
and let us know how you get on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But who are we going to next? This is quite the fun part, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the leagues in focus. Now, obviously, we can cancel out. But what we also need to look at, that is how our teams are doing, because we've just left Man United and they've dropped all the way down to 11th. We just give you Morata.
Yeah.
And you drop down to... Who took over, I want to know. Spalletti. Luciano Spalletti. I'm quite surprised by that. Let's have a look at where Lazio are right now, because this is the second part of it, which is quite fun. They've gone down.
Yeah.
They've gone down as well, down into 5th place.
That's not so bad, is it?
No. They've got Gattuso. He's another scary one, isn't he? Yeah. Bloody hell. Have you seen that clip of him where he's kicking off? He's like... Well, sometimes we're maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
I find him hilarious.
Brilliant.
He's so funny. But yeah, he is the manager of Lazio now. Maybe not doing as well as what we did. Nowhere near as bad as what Man United are doing. But there we go. So we've got 2 leagues that we can join now. We've got the Bundesliga and Ligue 1. So let's take a look. Ligue 1. We've got PSG on top, Monaco second. It's kind of as you'd expect it. Lyon, though, down in 8th place. Already behind Bordeaux, who's only just been promoted. Interesting, that is. That really did... I did think, should we go for Lyon? But then I went to the Bundesliga, Dad. And I looked, and Dortmund have dropped out of the Champions League. And that doesn't sit right with me. And I know how much you love Dortmund.
To see how far behind they are there, that is a long way behind, isn't it?
Definitely. And what I did find really curious, by the way, is Evan Ferguson, new wonder kid on the game, the winter update, is at Borussia Mönchengladbach.
Hey.
Now, a little side story to this, a little bit of a behind the curtains, I guess. Tony Martinez was not my first choice when I went to Atletico Madrid. It was Evan Ferguson. And he pied me off and went to Gladbach. And as soon as I seen that he was top scorer of the Bundesliga, that Dortmund were out of the top four, I thought, I need to go to Dortmund.
Yeah.
So, let's see how we do. So, at Borussia Dortmund, Dad, they gave me a lovely little budget, and we spent £123 million.
Nice.
By far the most that we have spent so far in
So
this
the board
rebuild.
weren't very happy with us being that far down either.
No, and I spent quite a lot of it very early on. As you can see, all these transfers were done by the 7th of July. I was in there and I was getting things done very quickly. So let's take a look at who I signed then. Let's start from the least expensive to the most. Scott Twine. He's quite good on this game, to be fair. If you haven't used Scott Twine, if you're looking for an English player, I've stolen from the Premier League. He's very good as an attacking midfielder with unbelievable technical attributes. Definitely pick him up. And we signed him for £9 million. He was at Wolves. Jota, he's been playing in Scotland quite a lot for Celtic the last 5 years on this now. Very good winger. I've got him as more of a backup. He did cost me £24 million, but after the season he had 15 assists and 10 goals. In the Cinch Premiership, not bad at all.
No.
I know it's Scottish football and it's probably not going to be at the standard as the Bundesliga, but I still think he's very much capable. Then I realised that the team that Dortmund already had, they were lacking a very good centre midfielder, so I signed 2 of them. First one was Sangare from PSV, a player that quite a lot of clubs have been looking around in real life right now. We spent £29 million on him. He was still at PSV. Fantastic CDM, I think, on this game. Good tackling, good passing. Defensively, he's fantastic. Can even fill in at centre-back if you really need him to. And then a lot of clubs are looking, especially Man United as well, actually, have been talking about Manu Kone from Borussia Mönchengladbach. Passing, again, tackling very good, but he's more of a progressive player. He will win the ball and then travel up the pitch with his good dribbling and stamina and everything like that. French 25-year-old only in this game, considering we're 3 years in. Everything that I like about him, £29 million as well. Not bad. Doesn't really score a goal, but we don't really need him to score goals. We've got players to do that. We'll take a look at their side in a minute. And then the most that I spent on a player was Sergio Gomez. Now, he's at Man City in real life right now, but he did move to Real Betis, and we picked him up for £31 million because he scored 12 goals from left midfield.
It's good, isn't it?
Which is not bad at all. Yep. So we picked him up, and we take a look. He's actually got a bit of an injury at the minute, so he hasn't really played a lot. But technically, he's absolutely phenomenal. And he can play at left back should we need him to quite well. I think he's a good pickup for us in this team. So, tactics. We've gone to a 4-2-3-1. This is what Dortmund's bread and butter is right now, I think. Obviously, they've got Marco Reus in that position, feeding the striker, whoever they play up there. And recently, obviously, Youssoufa Moukoko is broken into the side. He is broken into our side. He is unbelievable. He's 21 now, so we picked him up at the right. Well, we picked Dortmund up at the right time. He's a fantastic player. He's already got 2 goals for us. He didn't play that many last season. Only 17 starts. He got 10 goals though.
That's good.
Yeah, so a lot of appearances from the bench, but he still scored. We've got Adeyemi. I don't think he's progressed as much as what I anticipated he would have done by now. At age 24, maybe he has been playing quite a lot. He's just not scoring a lot. But they've got the likes of Bino Gittens, who is very good, a young English left-sided player. We've got still the players that you'd expect at the back, Schlotterbeck and Schule, Kubel in goal. They're all still there, and Giovanni Reina, their attacking midfielder, who will transition in with the players that we have brought in as well.
Where's Jude to?
Jude Bellingham. I knew you'd ask that question. I thought exactly the same thing, Dad, and there's a reason why they had a very big budget. It's because 2 seasons ago they sold him to Liverpool for £103 million.
That is where they do think he's going still, don't they?
Well, there was rumours that it was going to be Liverpool,
the end of the
but
season.
they now don't think Liverpool's in the running because of the money that they would have to pay.
Yeah.
Because Dortmund are going to be asking for over £100 million. It doesn't look like Liverpool will be wanting to spend that much on there because they probably need more than one midfielder.
Yeah.
Maybe they would have £100 million to spend, but they probably need to spread it across a couple of players. So it's probably
you don't mind paying that sort of
Madrid
price when you're only after one player.
That's it, yeah. If you're a Man City, Jude Bellingham deal looks... You'd think, why wouldn't you?
I think it's about the last 3 seasons they've paid. They spent a lot of money on one player. And It's like when Liverpool bought Van Dijk.
Yeah. They needed a centre-back. They
and
went
what a
out
change!
and got one of the best.
And what a change that made for that team.
Yeah.
I think the following season, didn't they win the league? Or
no,
two seasons later
after that, they won the Champions League.
He definitely changed the way they played, didn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's unfortunately the reason why we had to fill in at midfield and go with what we got. So tactically, we are running a 4-2-3-1, and that's kind of what it would look like. Schedule-wise, we have played 3 games in the Bundesliga. It's been a 1 win, 1 loss, 1 draw situation. HSV or Hamburg, we beat them 4-0. Lovely stuff. But then we lost to Schalke, and we all know that's their derby.
Yeah.
So that did not go down well.
No.
I always remember there's a meme, isn't there, about how when it was COVID, everybody was drove mad to the point where everybody tuned in to watch Schalke versus Dortmund as the first game back in football. And Union Berlin.
Yeah.
I quite like Union Berlin, obviously, because of the save that I did with them recently. We drew 0-0 with them. They've very much the underdog story.
They've got the highest average attendance as well in that league, haven't they?
In the Bundesliga, yeah.
This season, a friend of mine who I work with, he actually went to the Champions League game with Chelsea.
Oh, lucky.
Oh, mate. He said it was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
He said he goes to Stamford Bridge quite a lot.
Yeah.
To the home games, and he's been to quite a few finals. He's been to a Champions League final with Chelsea, but he said that is one of the best atmospheres that I've ever been.
Yeah.
And he said that stadium does jump.
Yeah.
So I would just love to go there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Take a game in.
I think we mention it every time we talk about the Bundesliga, don't we? Like,
it'd have to be a league game. I'd like
it.
to go to a league game rather than anything else, really, just to see what it's like.
Yeah,
it's one of the big games.
We'll get there soon. We'll get there eventually. Okay, let's find out then how we do this season, because we don't have European football as of yet. We enter the league phase, so we haven't been given the fixtures yet. So we are in Europa League.
They have won the Champions League and they have won the Cup Winners' Cup. They're after the UEFA Cup.
Yeah, so
to do the big three, really.
Yeah. Okay, let's find out. Can we win it? Well, we finished in 4th, so we got back top 4.
Yeah.
We just unfortunately couldn't do any better.
I think the surprise there is Wolfsburg coming through.
Yeah, I mean, 74 points, the same points as Bayern.
Yeah.
They almost won the lead. They almost snatched it there.
Just
Bayern threw it away almost.
Where were they last season, Wolfsburg, then?
They finished in 3rd place.
Oh, so
they were 61 points.
So
but they were miles behind Bayern. Maybe Bayern got a little bit complacent, dropping down 11 points there. But we climbed up to 4th place, which, I'm happy with. Frankfurt dropped all the way down to 12th from their 4th position last season. So that was a big jump from them. Well, big fall from them, I'd say. We didn't have any goal scorers, which is weird. I thought Moukoko would definitely have been up there at the end of the season. He did have the highest average rating, the same with Giovanni Reina there, and he got the 2nd highest assists. Jamal Musiala obviously dominated the league by the looks of it. He did very, very well.
This is one of the rebuilds where if we had done them for the 5 seasons, I reckon we'd have done it.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's it. That's what we're doing. We're doing 1-season rebuilds. We're getting better each time, but we're just not getting...
We'll pass it on to you guys. You take them on.
Exactly.
See if you can win the league with them.
This is perfect for you guys. Yeah. Maybe you can do the season after on each one.
Yeah.
And then try and win the league in each one. That'd be a good little challenge.
We haven't won it yet.
No, we haven't done any of that. But we've improved each time. It's almost like we need you to come in and finish it off.
Yeah.
We've gone down the wing with the ball and we've squared it across. And
we
you're there for the bloody tapping. And it's up to you whether you tap it in the net or it into row Z. I know what I would have done. Row Z. We're runners up again in the Europa League.
We nearly won that 3rd one.
And it's Villa again.
Oh, no.
So Aston Villa have cost us 2 European trophies. Milan have cost us 2 trophies. Extra time as well. Extra bloody time. Oh, that's very late.
It is, isn't it?
That's a kick away from being penalties.
That's twice we've had the late go against us as well, isn't it?
God's sake. I mean, we had 79th minute equaliser to take it into extra time, but that is... Oh, that should be illegal to be that late, really, should it? I should have saved and I should have not saved and reloaded. Unfortunate. Right, okay, let's take a look. 20 goals, and it wasn't Youssoufa Moukoko.
Yeah.
Now, where's Youssoufa Moukoko?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, while we were simulating this season, Youssoufa Moukoko was bought by PSG. But I don't know if you noticed that there was somebody else who was bought, because Adeyemi also left in the January window. We lost both our goal scorers.
Well, the board only themselves to blame then, didn't they? Our 2 top goal scorers.
Top goal scorers.
I mean, alright, it's silly money that they've paid, and that's why they've took it, innit?
Yeah. So, and they're only giving you £85 million to replace both of them.
They got more than 85 million from
one.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of wage budget, so if you did move it, you could go up to 136.
Yeah.
You'd have to change it a little bit like that, maybe. But so that's just very frustrating, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very, very frustrating. But now it's not our problem. It's your guys' problem. So, one league left. We will take a look at the other leagues, though. Oh, Newcastle.
Get in the Geordies.
Champions. Manchester United dropped up, climbed back up to 8th, so that is an improvement, but nowhere near where
they
we
got
left
5th there,
them.
look.
Yeah. In La Liga, Atletico Madrid still finished in 2nd place. They're still behind Real Madrid, who lost one game to us, but they only lost 2 across the whole season. So they've also done very well indeed. Serie A, Lazio down in 5th place. Obviously, we left them up in 2nd. They were starting in 5th place, but Napoli are still dominating that league there. And of course, we are in the Bundesliga right now. So it's all down to League 1. Where are we going? Where is the last club? And if I look at this, PSG winning the league, Lyon in 6th place. They've
pulled it back, haven't they? But one team sticking out still that stayed in the same sort of position, haven't they?
Yeah, there's 2
10th and
that
9th.
I would say. 9th place there, Nice. That's low for
I'm
Nice.
sure they were 10th last season as well.
Lille down in 12th was another option that I looked at and thought that's low. Considering as well, they only won the league in 2021.
Yeah.
That's also quite low.
What a surprise that was as well,
Where did
wasn't
I
it?
end up? Let's take a look. I went to Nice.
Yeah.
The reason for it, Lille had no money.
We got to give us a bit of a chance, haven't you?
I can't do a rebuild or they don't give me anything.
What a stadium, though.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. And there's quite a lot of nice stadiums like that in France. It's very steep, isn't it? I like that. I'm a big fan of that. Now, Nice, of course, owned by Sir Jim Ratcliffe.
Yeah.
Or his Ineos Group, as you can see the sponsor there. Also bidding for Manchester United right now. Their manager situation... Julian Stefan was there. They have Manuel Perez, who has been, he's only a caretaker. They had 2 managers that have been sacked recently. So they actually didn't have a manager as well. So it was a perfect opportunity for me to come in and take over the reins. Who did we sign, though? So let's take a look. If we go back a season, then we can kind of see what I did at the end of the season here, because there is a couple. Unfortunately, I didn't buy him, but they bought Daniel James for 28 million.
I looked at that and I thought, no.
Yeah, that's not me who's signing him for 28. I'll say it again, 28 million pound for bloody Daniel James for Roadrunner. Because he can't really do much else. We've seen that, haven't we? But they did make 2 signings, in Alenya and Milik, which was good signings, although Milik is a little bit old now. Free transfers. The signing I did make, Enrique Araujo. A very good striker on this game. Fantastic player, only 25. Good attributes, likes to beat the offside trap. Physicals could be better. If he had slightly better physicals, this guy would be an absolute weapon. But he doesn't. We just got to put up with what we got.
It's all right.
Good
2 goals already.
Yeah. 2 goals, 4 games, considering he only got 4 in 26. It was a risk bringing him in.
Yeah.
Although he only started 10 games and come off the bench 16 times, it was a risk bringing him in. If we take a look at the signings we made after that, we did end up selling another £5 million. I spent another £8 million on 2 players. One of them was this man. He is a left back, bringing him in, so he's more of a backup left back, to be honest, but we were a left back short, to be honest, so we needed to bring somebody in. And then I brought in this guy from Las Palmas, centre midfielder. He's French. I think he's really good. Maybe he won't be the best starting centre midfielder that we've got. The only downside to him, he's asking for a lot of money, like 100k. He doesn't look like a 100k player, but we didn't have a lot of options, if I'm honest. So £6 million is a good deal. He's actually playing the Premier League, which I don't remember. He didn't actually play any games.
I don't remember that. Oh, he didn't play,
he
that's
signed
why.
for Wolves for 500k on a loan deal. They just never used him. But there we go. Okay, tactically then, our final tactic that we are using is this. Now, it is kind of a 4-3-3, but we've got 3 centre defensive midfielders. Reason for that, Alenya being placed in there is a segundo volante. If I went with a quick pick, they would never pick Alenya there because he can't naturally play that position. But I want Alenya to play there because I think he has great attributes that can do that. It's more of a deep centre midfielder, the segundo volante on attack, who will hopefully play majority like further forward. So supporting the 2 inside forwards there. So if I did quick pick it, We've got Araujo also playing up top. He would be gone. They've got Laborde there, who's okay, but I think Araujo's better. They got Maxwell Cornet. They got Calvin Stengs, who used to be a really good right midfielder. But the two centre mids, Longstaff.
Good. It's good.
Really? I didn't expect you to say that, but okay.
Well, I think it's good for this league.
Okay.
He's got really good stamina.
Yeah.
You know, he's a good young player coming through, I think.
And then Henderson. 37-year-old Jordan Henderson, might I add.
He's one of those players, he can sit there, receive the ball and pass it back all the time, isn't it? You know, he just likes the easy ball, passing it back to someone all the time, doesn't he? You know? So you're not going to lose the ball very much.
Like when you need him. He's good enough, isn't he? He's a little bit old now. Maybe 10 years ago he'd have been the perfect player for us. But
when you look at him, I mean, we don't rate him as a player.
I rate him as a player. I never used to.
No, I didn't, to be honest.
Never used to. Because I just remember watching him for England once where somebody passed him the ball on the wing and he put his foot out to control it and it went underneath his foot and out for a throw-in. And I thought, oh my God.
I think you look at him, though, and you think he's done well for Liverpool.
Definitely.
You know,
they the Champions League winning side.
That's it. And they won the league as well with him as well.
League,
You know, when you look at
that didn't count those.
When you look at when you see all the pictures of people lifting up the cups and that, he's going to be in a few of them, isn't he?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you wouldn't believe that when you think of the players that Liverpool have had over the years. Steven Gerrard for a start.
Yeah.
You know, what did he win with Liverpool? Not a lot.
No, he won a couple of Champions League, a couple of FA Cups, but he never won the league, did he?
That's the one that got away. I bet he looked at that and thought, Barry Henderson's got the trophy that I really, really wanted for the fans. I mean, all right, like you say, you got the Champions League, but the league is the big one, and for fans, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, absolutely, especially for Liverpool. So going so long without it, but So Jordan Henderson
Nice, though, for a French team, they were one of the first French teams to start signing foreign players.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's nice for Nice, isn't it? Schedule-wise, then, we have played 4 games. We lost the first 2 when I was toying around with the tactic. Then I got it right, I think, with a 4-1 win against Montpellier and a 2-1 win against Saint-Etienne. But we've got some tricky games coming up in that next month.
I don't think we're going to beat PSG, but I'll be disappointed if we don't come second then.
Really? I'd like to finish top 4. But from where they were, we'll find out.
Yeah, right, let's go then.
Let's simulate this season. Basically, if we do finish second, that's like winning the league, isn't it? Because PSG are just going to run away with it.
100%.
It's just like, because they've got Makoko, remember? They just signed they just signed one of the best players that we have had so far. So we'll see. Well, let's find out how we do. They still got Mbappe as well. He hasn't left. Okay. At the end of the season then, PSG are the league winners, and I would say this is probably our worst rebuild out of the 5. We still finish higher than where they were in 6th place, getting them Europa League. But I'm disappointed we didn't get the top 4.
I think, we're disappointed in getting the top 4. But like you say, we improved the side by quite a bit, really.
Yes.
Because the last 2 or 3 seasons, they were hanging around the 10th, 11th position, 9th. So they're in a European competition now, aren't they? So
yeah, absolutely.
You've got to take it as, I think that's a plus.
They're in Europa League, only 3 points behind Champions League. I mean, Lens has done exceptionally well to get there. They're quite a good side in football manager this year. They've got some really good players, and if they're managed well, they do quite well, to be fair. I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? Like, it's still a good improvement from the last season, which we can see here, jumping up from 9th into 6th place. It's an improvement. It's just not as much. It's a bit underwhelming, I think. Other competitions then. Quarter-final of the Cup in the Coupe de France, but hey, we never really expected to win that, and Rennes is a side that's been slightly good or slightly better than us in the league, so you kind of expect it to be a tricky game against them. Our squad, 17 goals from Enrique Araujo. I kind of expected a little bit more than that. Longstaff with 8, that's where our problem was. The goals from midfield or the wings just never really happened for us this season.
Daniel James got 7.
Roadrunner got 7. He even got 9 assists as well. So, God knows. But if you do want to help us out with the Nice rebuild, you get another £5 million. So let's take a look then at who's managing who in the leagues, and see, obviously, who's taken over our former clubs, where they're sitting right now. Maybe you want to take them over after. Man United are down in 8th place again. They are currently managed by Wayne Rooney. I can't like that. I don't mind that at all.
I don't know about that.
If you hide the so Belletti got sacked and he's been there for a year. He's won 2 cups. He's won the Conference League. Look. Come on, Wayne. And a Carabao Cup, which is what we did. So that's not too bad, I guess. But yeah, Liverpool are champions after Newcastle won it last season. If we go back to La Liga, though, Real Madrid are still dominating. Atletico Madrid have dropped down to 9th.
Ooh.
They have dropped down massively. And Didier Deschamps is the manager as well. He normally does quite well.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
He's a good manager on this game. So Ferreira was there after us. He got himself sacked. And then Deschamps has only been in charge for 200 days, and he's not done very well at getting Madrid back into the contention. But in the Bundesliga, Dortmund still in 4th, Bayern still top, and it's still looking like Bayern are going to run away with it. And it's Pochettino who is there at Borussia Dortmund after us. So nobody replaced us after. We retired from, obviously it says retire from management, it's because you've got to replace each time. I can't just jump to clubs. But there we go. The final club, Lazio. How have they done? Have they won the league? No, by the looks of it. Napoli win it once again. Lazio dropped all the way down to 7th place in this season, and they are managed by Philip Koku. Did he play for Lazio? I can't remember if he did. No, he didn't. Just going through his clubs there, he didn't. I can't remember whether one of the Dutch players of that era played for him. Let me know in the comments, because it's going to bug me if I don't. But yeah, he is now the manager of Lazio after Gattuso was sacked after 3 seasons. But he did win a Coppa Italia for Lazio.
Yeah.
So that's not too bad, but he was eventually sacked. And Koku actually only joined this season for 138. There we go. Any final thoughts, Dad?
I think we've done well.
I did.
Yeah, better than I thought we was going to do.
Yeah, I mean, we never did worse than where we picked them up.
No.
Which is the most important thing. And I'd say only one of them was underwhelming.
Yeah.
Which was the Nice one.
Yeah.
But the rest
Which I think was going to be, because we didn't have a lot of money to spend neither, did we, really?
I mean, we reached 3 European finals.
It's not an attractive league to go to. You know, it's not sort of you can pick players up. Unless you're going to go to PSG because the money's there.
Yeah.
People are not going to go, I think I want to play in France.
Yeah, we didn't have the money. We didn't have, obviously, the reputation to attract a lot of people. But yeah, I mean, Dortmund, we spent quite well. We were just really unlucky, I thought, because our 2 players got stolen. Who knows what would have happened if they didn't? Maybe we'd have gone on and won the European final.
Yeah.
We reached 3 European finals. We didn't win any of them, unfortunately. We won a Carabao Cup. I think that was it. Come on. All right, so let me know your thoughts of this different type of rebuild. If you want to see more things like that, maybe a little obscure leagues, that could be a good, interesting video. And then, of course,
if you've been to any of the stadiums, what's the food like at any of those 5 stadiums?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And of course, if you're going to take them on, patreon.com/Mega Gaming, let us know how you do.
I think the challenge is going to be easy. Can you take one of the teams on and win that leg?
Yeah, and if you fancy the opportunity or the challenge of going 1 season after each of us each time,
if you beat us,
let us know.
3 times you've got to win the league, then, haven't you?
Yeah, exactly. And also, because there's always a lot of comments, next week's rebuild, we're heading to Greece, and that's all I'm going to say. By the way, when Dan was doing his research, he got the wrong club, and I had to make him do it again. It's funny. Tune in next week. We'll see you then. Bye bye.
See you later.